Okay. Man, that's horrible. That's horrible in silver, dude. That's horrible. All right. Okay. Hmm. I mean, it shouldn't even be like that, honestly. Just need 8 tabs. You just need a dynamic one and then and probably like they don't all need to be doing the same thing. It's just a waste of room. Dude, like, oh god. Oh, so close. I mean, shit, even the pullback was. Even the pullback was good. Yeah, got like 10 points right there. Alright. Hey, what's up, Red Kid? Dang, I missed 2 good setups on gold, man. I swear, man. Gold, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. If you took the long and the short, like on both sides of the market, that shit played out perfectly. It played out perfectly. I don't know how the hell I missed it. Well, I guess I didn't really look at gold. I looked at silver in the Nasdaq, and I neglected to look at gold. And the one instrument that I did not look at is the one that had 2 super setups. One that happened around 6 o'clock, and then the other one that happened at 7 o'clock, and it was the same leg. It was basically the same leg, and shit, I could have just took one of those and been good. Silver is just senior citizen tonight. Senior citizen tonight. Hey, yo, what's up, KD? So, I mean, I guess it really depends on how you look at this right now. It really depends on how you want to look at the market on gold. Do you want to look at it for it to continue to the upside? Or do you want to look at it in terms that we had a failed breakout, the market traded down, we did see a bounce, and it looks like the market is rotating lower, which it looks like is going to probably take out that trend line. It looks like it's probably going to take that out, but then, it could hold. So it really depends on the perspective of how you want to look at the market, because depending on how you want to look at it, we have two trading ranges on both the long and the short side on gold right now. The current trading range for the long side is, well, I mean, we have an overall trading range, but just this block of price action right here is about 523 right there at that pivot, and 968. So that's the current trading range for the long side. You can see that the market failed to break out and now is trading back in this range. You can see that it bounced at the trend line, it bounced at the 50%. But if you want to look at this for the short side, which I think is probably the correct way to look at this right now, because we're seeing the move potentially, oh shit, I messed up. So that current trader range for the short side would be the high of the session, and then it would be 511. Okay, so that would be the current trading range for the short side. So I guess it really depends on how you want to look at this. So if we do see a break out of this range, I mean, we kind of already saw it. We kind of saw the break out of the range. And if you look, you can see that price rejected. I mean, it got close enough to that 50%. We saw the break. We saw the pullback to the 50%. We saw the rejection, but now we're seeing the market trying to reverse. So maybe this is a failed attempt for the bears, but I guess we'll see. But
connection lost.
I know for those that traded the Nasdaq today, if you were able to survive that price action today, just know that a lot of people lost their accounts today. The Nasdaq killed a lot of accounts today. With this, it was an account collection, account sacrifice, price action mode. It was collecting accounts today. I mean, dude, this thing was chopping in a 100-point range. It finally breaks, and it didn't matter which side of the market you were on. I mean, if you weren't trading at these edges on the Nasdaq, if you didn't have these ranges drawn on your chart, you got chopped up. We had a bunch of failed breakouts that got ate up and then went into the direction. I can imagine myself being in this position right here. If I didn't get stopped out, this price would probably came right back to my break even. I probably would have scaled into this thing. Well, especially if it got stopped out and then this thing goes short. And then everybody probably got aggressive. Everybody that got stopped out short probably revenge trade and got into it. And then this thing pops right back up. So, yeah, dude, the NQ is nasty. It was nasty today. It was super nasty. Super nasty. And so the position that we had on stream, that was actually a winner. But It was a loser for me because it missed my target and then rejected and stopped me out. As all my freaking trades. So this is actually the trade that we took at the end of the stream. So I got in at 19. I scaled in at 10. And I think my stop was at like 97 or something like that. I was up about... Oh, wow. I was up like... Oh, I didn't know that. So usually when after I get off stream, I kind of walk away and go to work. And I didn't know that I was... Shit, I was up like what? Like 80 points. I didn't know that. I was targeting this range, actually. I was targeting this range, so I didn't know I was up that much. I think my average entry was 817 when I looked. So at 817... Oh, wow. I was about 12 points away from a 100-point move, so I was actually up. Wow. And then it dumps and stops me out. So that wasn't fun. But if you took that trade with me this morning, that was a great winner right there. That was a great winner. Great winner. Yeah, I was targeting that range, Rokit. Yeah, our boy K Traders payout cave now. Alfred got some competition. Payout cave now. I think K Trader should change his name to Luxury Cave Trader. Payout Cave Trader. Payout Cave. Yeah, but congratulations, Cave. Our boy said he got 3 payout requests in a row, and this man is only trading 1 micro contract too. So, K Trader is definitely demonstrating that you can definitely get paid by trading just 1 contract. Our man said it is possible. Not only is he saying it's possible, he's demonstrating it, and it takes a lot of consistence, dedicating your heart to the charts, and following your plan. I know Cave Trader follows his plan. That's all he talks about. So I believe him. You follow your plan, let your strategy play out, let your edge play out. And once you get to that payout, you can get paid. So but I was last night I talked about watching this video about a trading style, and I watched this other video which was very similar. It was very similar. Random video. If I find it, I'll share with you guys. But both of these videos were talking about, first you need to understand who you are and what you want to achieve in this market. And then the second video was talking about once you discover who you are and who you want to be in these markets, you need to stick to a strategy that fits your personality, and don't get caught up in the social media hype. Don't get caught up in somebody's success overnight. Like, remember when that guy from Take Profit Trader, he was, actually the first person. Let's talk about the first person. I don't remember his name. He was the first person to have been reported to take a $1 million payout from Apex. Everybody was scrambling to, like, oh man, you should start a Discord. You should start this. You should start that. People was reaching out to him about, doing courses and shit like that and blah, 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 blah. And what people fail to realize is that you're seeing the success. You don't see the work that trader put in to be a success overnight. Nobody is truly a success overnight. They put in years and years and years and years of hard work and consistency in discovering who they are. And that's what these videos talked about. And that's what that made me think about. And I was like, you know what? I know who I want to be in this market. I want to make as much money as possible. Even though this is a contradiction, I want to make as much money as possible, but at the same time, I don't. We've had 20K P&Ls. I mean, shit, we made 20K in positions with silver, ES, Nasdaq, and when I saw that big P&L, it stroked my ego for like 2 seconds, and then I stopped caring. I stopped caring because I know I'm gonna play this game for the long haul, and I'm playing this game like I'm about to, like I'm not about to play this game no more. Like I'm about to retire. You know, like how in the movies they show like people do these big heists, and it's like this is gonna be our last heist, and we're gonna retire forever. That's how I'm coming into this market, and that's how I'm trading. Like I'm not about to come back tomorrow. Of course I'm about to come back tomorrow. Of course I am. But I'm trading like I'm not. If y'all guys with me earlier, I didn't even realize that one of my accounts was ready for payout. And you damn sure I took that payout. I didn't even realize it. I was just kind of trading that account, and like with my strategy that I have now, I cycled through my 3 funded accounts with Top Step, trading silver. So I'm just spreading the risk between those accounts. I'm only taking 3 trades, and if I don't see a setup, then the account that I didn't trade, I just take it the next day. And just so happens that account was actually that trade that I took earlier today. I don't know if it was on stream. Actually, I do have it on the I do have my trades today. I have to document these, but I got the videos. This is what gold did to me this morning. She misses my target. She misses my stop. She gives me hope, and then she stops me out. But this was my silver trade, and one of my silver accounts. You saw how it misses my target the first time. I thought this thing wanted to come back, and I looked at that and I was like, wow, that's so interesting. But it did right by me and hit that target. And then this was the trade that I took in the account that I got a payout from. I set the limit, just followed my rules. I didn't have to watch it. Just followed my rules, set the limit, and this trade actually worked out pretty fast. It was pretty fast. I mean, I wasn't in this trade for long. I was in this trade for literally 1 minute, or I think, well, the trade probably was going on, but by the time I got to it, I wasn't in this trade for too long. And so this is the trade that I got a payout from. So and the crazy thing is, I really don't know what's happening, but it used to be that I can get like a 27 tick stop and be good. But I mean, as you can see, if I had my normal 27 tick stop right here, I would have got stopped out. It was the 54 tick that actually saved me in this thing. I would have got stopped out here, which is crazy. I would have got stopped out. So I guess moving forward, what I'm going to start doing, because when I trade with bigger size, I'm not in the trade for too long, because obviously I have shorter targets. I don't need to be in the trade. I don't need to catch like hundreds of points to be profitable, but it's not fulfilling. But then when I trade small, I'm in the trade, but I'm up 100 points. So I'm up, and then I'm thinking to myself, man, I could have been in a mini or something and been up 100 points and been up 2K or something like that. So I guess I've kind of decided that what I'm going to do moving forward is kind of do something similar to what Cave Trader did, but I'm not going to trade one contract though. I'm not trading one contract. But what I will do is kind of mix my style. I'm just going to do the same strategy that I did when I dedicated my heart to that 300K account with Apex. We made 20K in 30 days and I didn't get a payout in that account. I'm just going to do that moving forward. And the one thing that I absolutely don't like, and it does make sense. It makes sense. When I trade heavy size and I have a small account, I mean, if it doesn't hit my target and it comes back and hits my stop, you know, that's a big hit to the account. But now that I'm kind of going back to trading under 5 contracts, I'm going back to my scaling strategy where I have my initial position. I'm gonna scale into, actually, you know what? I think I was doing this wrong. I was supposed to have this at 18. No wonder. I was like, dude, what was I doing wrong? Okay, give me a second. 65 minus 18, 47. Actually, let me see how much. Okay, so I will lose 62. I'll lose 62. Plus 27. Okay, yeah, I can do that. I only lose $189 times 3. Yeah, that's fine. I can live with that. Okay, so yeah, I will do it that way. I will do it that way. And then I'll lose $190 if I'm wrong, which I can live with. I can live with losing $190. Okay. All right. The trifecta. So what this does is if I get this first order filled and it goes, you know, I can be happy. I can make my money and I can be happy. But if it dips down, I can get these orders filled. Hopefully it doesn't hit my stop. And I can have a big position as it finds its way back higher. So yeah. I think it's what I'm doing moving forward. But yeah, Cave Trader, yo, like I said, man, that's impressive. That is impressive. If that's what I was talking about, I think in an earlier stream this week. If someone tells me that they made it to payout and all they were trading is one micro contract, that is impressive. If you're telling me that you're copy trading 50 accounts and you're just looking for 10 points and you got the payout, I mean, congratulations, bro. But that is not impressive at all. It's not impressive. It doesn't show that you know how to trade. It doesn't show that you know what you're doing. It just shows that you can get really lucky and anybody, even a monkey, can get 10 points on the Nasdaq and copy trading with 50 points or 50 accounts. But yeah, that's pretty impressive, dude. Hey, yo, what's up, bro? Long time, man. You said give me 922 to pass this last Evo. Shit. 922. Are you talking about the price or are you talking about money wise? If we get to 922. Oh, did you buy this? Did you buy the 50 EMA bounce? 922. Price? Okay. Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, I, this has always been the winning strategy. I just deviated from it because my ego was telling me, you're like, dude, it like the ego, it is so shameless, man. Like that shit is so shameless. It is just like the most shameless part of the human anatomy, dude. It's so shameless. On one hand, it says, man up, put size on that thing, put some size on it. And then you turn around and it'll say, damn, you put too much size on that, man. You put too much size. Now we're going to lose a lot of money. It is just so shameless. Like, dude, it just be gaslighting the shit out of you. Like, shit, make up your mind. Do you want me to full port this shit or not? Shit. I mean, if you're going to full port it, support me. Damn it. Give me the confidence. You want me to full port this damn thing? God damn. Support me, damn it. Shit, I put it on. It's like, dude. It'd be like, I don't know, man. Say, yo, full port it. It's gonna bounce here. It's gonna bounce here. And then you put the trade on and it's like, ah, shit, I don't know. Man, why you do that, man? Why'd you full port it? Why'd you full port it? Now we're gonna lose. All right, dude. All right. But Bray, hopefully you get your 920 target, dude. Hopefully, man. But man, shit, the Nasdaq has just been nasty all day today, though. She's been nasty all day. Actually, I think what I need to do is, I need to make sure that at the starting it's like 162. And with this strategy, I can take 3 trades. And I lose, I think $560, I think. Yeah, so $567. So I can just set a loss limit at $567. And yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna focus. I think I'm gonna come back to the Nasdaq, man. I'm gonna come back to the Nasdaq. Because I mean, I'm looking at the chart right now. And I say to myself, I was like, man, this, like when the candles are painted on the chart, I mean, everything looks so easy. It just looks so easy. It just looks so easy. It's bouncing at ranges. Like the ranges that I have drawn on the chart right now. Like it literally bounced at all the ranges that I had drawn on the chart today. Literally bounced at, like, dude, it just held it. And when you look at the chart like this, when you look at the market like this, it's like, wow. I mean, did it feel like it was doing any of this stuff right here? No, it didn't feel like it. But as crazy as the market was today, the structure is pretty clear. It went from premium, it went from discount, equilibrium to premium. It bounced between premium and equilibrium. It went into premium, went into discount. They bought it up at discount, and now it's about to go back into premium. So it's like, you know, this thing looks like, man, you should have made a lot of money on the Nasdaq today, but I lost money. And well, I mean, it was a winner turn loser, but still. All right, so we'll look at gold again. So it looks like gold does want to, and see, that's what I'm talking about. Gold is still holding that trend line. It looks like it wants to break it, but it looks like the bulls are actually trying to hold this thing too. So you got the market, you got this trend line right here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 bounces, and it looks like the market wants to try to hold that trend line. We do have some inflationary data being released at 7:30 Central tomorrow morning. I believe, actually, let's look at that. We don't have to speculate. We can know. I know we have PCE tomorrow. I know we have OPEX tomorrow. So that's going to play. That's definitely going to shake things up because we're going to see a lot of positions being closed tomorrow. And that's definitely going to shake things up. Of course, it's not ready. Okay, there it is. So hold on, let me set that down. I don't care what's happening in You said you have 9 winning trades in a row doing the inside bar strat. Yeah, I believe I think Nvidia has earnings next week, and I forgot which else. It's like Nvidia and something else. I know it was one of those tech companies. But the inside bar strat, huh? Okay. So yeah, we'll look at that too. So we got core PCE tomorrow. That's what everybody's looking at, core PCE. PCE is part of GDP. So I mean, that's basically the same thing. Usually they have GDP on Thursday. So for them to have GDP and PCE on the same day, I mean, I guess. We have the S&P Global Composite Manufacturing Services tomorrow. Services is another hot one that the market likes to look at because Powell has stated that he's keeping an eye on services. I mean, I don't know how we have the consumer inflation expectation. So we have a lot of inflationary data tomorrow. The consumer sentiment tomorrow, OPEX, PCE, GDP. So yeah, tomorrow is going to definitely be fun. Yeah, we definitely should. We definitely should have some movement tomorrow. And we will be ready. We will be ready for it. So the inside bar strat on silver. And we also learned that man, this imbalance trade, or I'm sorry, imbalance. The initial balance trade, it pulled right back and it perfectly hit that 50% right there. Or I think it did it twice. So if you missed the first one, it came back and did it again and did it again. That was over 100 points right there before it actually crapped out. And lo and behold, look at where it bounced. Right there at the initial balance low. And the market held. And now it looks like the market wants to take out that initial balance high. So got a fair value gap right there. I mean, this fair value gap is in discount. So I mean, but I think if the market comes down here, it's going to probably run through that if it does come back down. But this fair value gap is in discount. So this is where I got my short limit set up right here. Now I don't have my shorts or my limit set up right here because of this fair value gap, but this fair value gap does give me more confidence in the short. I'm shorting because of this right here. We got the market trying to hold. We got a breaker structure going higher. We got a breaker structure going lower. I think the market wants to at least try to short this area at the retest, and that's exactly where I'm going to short. So that's where I'm shorting. But we'll see. So the silver inside strat. Let's look at that again. Because for whatever reason, so on the 5 minute, for whatever reason, I always stop doing it. Whew. Okay, so let's look at did I delete it off the chart? I must have deleted it off the chart. I don't. I think I might have deleted it off the chart because I figured that I wouldn't be using it, maybe. Okay. I forgot which one I used though. I don't think it really matters. Okay, so let's set this thing up. Let's set it up to where seriously? Nah, I kind of, that doesn't make sense. I mean, I don't understand why people are trying to be cute with this. I mean, just make it simple. I mean, it doesn't have to be complicated. Interesting. Okay. So, yeah. The inside bar strategy for silver. Let me actually take this one off. So I don't need that. Hey, what's up, Steve? What's up? Yeah, so that inside bar strategy with silver. I mean, yeah, you take the break of it. Yeah, you can definitely get if you take the right one, it's really good strategy if you take the right one. Oh yeah, bro, you're absolutely right. Uh, Tomorrow they're not going to come to a decision again. Nobody's not going to go against this administration. Nobody is not going against this administration. It's definitely a career killer because even though after Trump's presidency ends in 2028, in the next 2 years, it is projected that the Republicans are going to stay in power. Nobody's going to commit career suicide like that. The only person that's openly doing it is Powell, and we already see what's happening to him. His career is going to end as a Fed chair when his term comes, and that position is indefinite. It's an indefinite. You can be in that position for as long as the sitting administration allows that person to be there. And he went against the system, and now he's going to have to find something else to do when his term ends. He's going to probably write a book or something about how much what it meant about being the Fed chair, serving under multiple administrations. I mean, he's only been Fed chair under Trump, Biden. He's only been a Fed chair under Trump and Biden. That's it. He wasn't Fed chair with Barack, with Obama. So he's only been the Fed chair only with the Democrat and Republican administration. So, but yeah, they're not going to go against this administration. They're going to probably do exactly what they did the last time, is not come to a decision. And it's just a political game that people in power play. Okay. But I do expect for the market to overreact though. Until the data actually comes out, until everything is confirmed, I do expect for it to chop and be sloppy and try to take as many accounts out as possible. But yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up, Bray. I appreciate that, because that definitely slipped my mind. Forgot about that. So yeah, we definitely have a very eventful Friday, as we always do. It just seems like Friday just reserved all the crazy price action for Friday. You know, honestly, I agree with you. They're trying to build Vance up. I don't know if I don't know who started the meme with Vance, but I feel like if the meme ran for president, the meme would be president, not the actual person. But honestly, I feel like we really don't have any viable candidates on either side. I feel like Trump is probably the last one. He's probably like the last one of the old guard. Anybody else moving forward would be one of the new gods, as they say, right? The old gods, the new ones. The new ones aren't as solid as the old ones, but they still, I guess, find a way. I just feel like there's really no good candidates on either side. The Democrats have gone completely, like, they devoided themselves from reality. I think a majority of people are now aware of the manipulative mind games that they play. And the Republicans, I mean, I guess it really depends on how you look at life and I guess where you are in life. Because obviously, if you were living on welfare or if you were living on any assistance, That obviously got taken away. And that usually what happens when it's a Republican administration, usually. A lot of the benefits get, a lot of the funding for these programs get cut. A lot of people have become reliant on it. And I don't want to use the word dependent. I want to use the word reliant on it. And they want them benefits back. So it's like, well, you know. And then a lot of people lost their jobs too. When Doge came to town, a lot of people lost their livelihood. So it's going to be a very interesting. The next election is going to be very interesting, and that is one of the reasons why Trump, or at least this administration, is going so hard on immigration. Because I don't know if y'all guys recall, but Elon Musk made a statement that there were so many non-Americans voting that the Democrats were trying to have so many undocumented immigrants in some of these swing states that if nothing was going to be done, Democrats would indefinitely be in power because of everybody. Because I mean, with all the benefits that they were giving the immigrants, obviously they were paying for their vote. I mean, that's, we don't have to be conspiracy theories to kind of see what was going on. It was pretty obvious. And that's why, and that's one of the main reasons why he's going so hard, because if the Democrats won, the Republicans would never see power ever again. What happened in California was the plan worldwide or statewide. California would never be red. For whatever reason, we're starting to see, or there's reports that California is starting to turn red, but it's ultimately is going to be blue. I mean, it's not going to ever be red for real. Kind of like Texas. We're starting to see more blue. Texas will probably be purple, but it'll never be completely blue. It's going to stay red. So it's like that's what Elon Musk suggested, that's what the plan was. And like I said, you don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to see that that's exactly what was going on. So, I mean, this next election cycle is going to be very interesting to observe. I've already shared that I don't participate in none of that. I'm pretty sure I voted though. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I go and look, I'm pretty sure I voted, even though I didn't. I wouldn't be surprised if it says, yeah, you casted your ballot and you voted for somebody. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm not going to check either. I'm not even going to check. You said you're taking a long weekend for yourself after tonight? You know what? My goal for this weekend is I'm really starting to see myself become the trader that I want to be. I think I've got a lot of that foolishness out of my system. I didn't revenge trade or nothing today, which was, well, actually that's not true. I did revenge trade in my other account. Never mind. But I didn't revenge trade in my funded account or in these accounts that I'm starting to take seriously. I didn't revenge trade in those. I just accepted that the market stopped me out and just went about my day. I'm so tired of trading on tilt. I'm so tired of revenge trading. I'm tired of it. I don't want to do it anymore. And I think that's when you're able to move forward. When the pain hurts enough to commence change. Man. I'm just gonna start playing the numbers game like I'm supposed to. I mean, I'm gonna start, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna just start playing the numbers game. I'm just gonna take the setup, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, I should have taken this trade this morning. I should have taken this one. I mean, in hindsight, even though this thing looked absolutely crazy, and mind you, this is a 2000 tick chart, so let me see what a 5000 tick chart looks like. Even the 5000 tick chart looks freaking crazy. This just tells you how much the market chopped today. This is a 5000 tick chart, and the market is still looking crazy. But in hindsight, this move does, I mean, you got the range, you got the breakout, you got them rejecting from this range, breaking out from this range, and this right here should have been a trade that I took this morning. It's 864. Yeah, it's about like an 80-point trade right there, 90-point trade. But I think I probably would have missed this one. This one I missed my target because I probably would have targeted the midpoint of that range for sure. It would have came back and got me eventually, but that's exactly where I would have targeted. You said, what do I think about ICT traders? Well, I don't have an opinion on that. I know that the concepts that ICT teaches, they work. They work. ICT himself, I don't know if he's trolling when he trades live or whatever, but from what he's demonstrated during his live streams, it's obvious that he doesn't trade anymore. That's my opinion. But the concepts that he teaches, or the concepts that he teaches, they do work. They do work. They do. They work. You just have to apply them correctly. You can't just take, I mean, obviously the fair value gap is probably the most renowned word in his teachings. I think everybody here has heard of a fair value gap. And I think the misconception of a fair value gap is that people are saying the word, but they're not truly understanding that each word has a meaning. The reason why it's a fair value gap is that it's a gap in price action. You know, for those that don't know, there's a gap, and in futures, all gaps get filled in futures. I can't confidently say that about stocks or anything else, but in futures do not like gaps. They will come back and fill a gap. That's why you'll see a lot of traders sell like a gap indicator, or it'll show you where like the smallest gap is on the chart, because that's just how futures are. They don't like gaps. So they will come back and fill the smallest gap. It's crazy. But Nasdaq, we all know that the first attempt to fill that gap is a trap, and then she'll come back and fill it. The ES will fill the gap before it'll move. Like there are some instances where the ES will leave a gap, but it's rare. But if the ES leaves a gap, and I'm not talking about a fair value gap, I'm talking about an actual gap, like a gap open or something like that. The ES will come back and fill it first and then move, versus the Nasdaq will just use that as a trap. But a gap between the candles, actually, we got a fair value gap. Kind of like right here. These candles don't overlap each other. So if you're trading at this area, this is fair value, meaning that if you can come into this area right here, it's highly likely that you'll get the market to trade and reject from this area because it's filling all the orders. This gap represents all the orders that was not filled during this downward move. So it's highly likely that price comes back and sell off. Now, the trick about fair value gaps, though, is that you want to make sure that you're trading them with the correct context. This trade right here is highly likely to work. It's not guaranteed, but it's highly likely because this gap is in the premium area of this range. This is your equilibrium. This is your discount. This is your premium. So the closer you are to premium, the less risk that you have to put on this trade. You can put your stop above this high if that's how you wish to trade. And you can potentially get a big reward here. Now, if this fair value gap is in equilibrium, it's highly likely that price will just run right through it. If this fair value gap was in discount, like if the fair value gap was down here and the market rejected, and then we're seeing price come back up, it's highly likely to get traded through because that fair value gap would be in discount. So you got to make sure that you're trading the correct fair value gap in the correct spot. One thing that I like to use is I just like to just find the current trading range. I find that trading the current trading range, waiting for the breakout and trading the pullback is probably the most easiest trade that the market will present to you because that is consistent. It's called the break and retest. A lot of people like to rename it. They kind of, I can probably call it the Sherm trade, and I mean, it's definitely just something that's repackaged, just a breakout pullback trade. That's all it is. And I feel like that trade is very consistent. Actually, that's the trade that is my go-to trade. That's what I'm always looking for, is that breakout pullback. But the only thing bad about that trade is that you probably get maybe one or two of those a day, and you have to be patient for it. You have to watch the market go break out without you, and then you have to have the confidence to trade it when it pulls back. A lot of people are not gonna wait for that to happen. Another good trade that or at least what I see on the Nasdaq is that the Nasdaq loves the 50%. If you draw a fib, a good trade is usually at the 50% level. Usually. I'm starting to see that the Nasdaq likes the 50% of the initial balance. It likes the 50% of ranges. Kind of like right here, where you got a range right here. And you can see that the market rejected perfectly at the 50% of the range. The market bounced at the 50% of this range right here. I mean, the 50% was holding the market up. You can see the market bounce right there at that range. I mean, it ran through this one, but I mean, it already hit the 50% on this range already. So it was just basically swiping the liquidity underneath it. So, and the Nasdaq likes the 50%. If you trade the right fair value gap, it will work. What else? I guess that's all I can think about, right? At least for right now. And I like taking the order block trades for whatever reason is not working anymore. It seems like the order block trades are hit or miss now. It looks like the meta now is to trade the pivot. We talk about that a lot now. I'm taking trades at the pivot now. It took so long. It took me a year to make that adjustment. A year. Because my dilemma between the pivot trade and the order block trade is because they're so close to each other. That pivot is created from the order block. It's hard to see it on the Nasdaq. It's hard to see it on the Nasdaq. If I can find a good example, I'll show it to you. It's easier to show it like right here. Like right here. This is actually a pretty good one. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Like right here, you have, oh, let me see. Y'all guys probably won't be able to see that. This is a good one right here. You got your range. You have your breakout. This is the pivot right there. And then you got the breakout, and you can see that it comes back and it rejects. It's not perfect. It didn't come back perfectly at that pivot, but it came close enough, I guess, for the Nasdaq. And then we saw that move down. Me personally, before, I would only take this trade right here. I always ignored this trade and I waited for this trade. But now, if I skip out on this trade right here and I wait for it to pull back into the order block, that order block trade went from a highly probable trade to about, man, I see this thing probably work. Out of 10 trades, it'll probably work 3 or 4 times now. 3 or 4 times. You'll like right, I'll see the rejection, but then it'll just run right through it. And technically it would be a winner, technically, but it's not the rejection that I'm looking for. It'll completely miss my target and then it'll stop me out. So technically it's a winner, but it's not what I'm looking for. It's not what I'm looking for. So this year I definitely had to make some adjustments if I wanted to continue to be successful in this market, because the meta has definitely changed. I guess whenever the market broke, something changed, because ever since that day, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that noticed, but the market definitely does have a different feel to it. And the price action is completely different. The Nasdaq went back to being the Nasdaq after that. Did anybody else notice that? Because remember, the Nasdaq was trading like an old lady, like a senior citizen. And then the market breaks and then she comes back out making 500 point moves and shit again. Did anybody else notice that? She was a senior citizen, an old lady. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I guess too many people are winning and not enough people are losing, so it's like, yeah, let's switch it up on them. Let's switch it up on them, but one thing is always for certain. No matter what the price action does in between support and resistance, the one thing that stayed the same is that breakout pullback trade. I mean, it still works. That still works. You just have to be patient and wait for it. You know what, Bray? Game Wade has talked about this a lot. He was talking about this earlier on. Game Wade said that at one point in time, him and a potential partner was going to open up a prop firm. And if he wasn't trolling about that, he was saying that these are not These are not simulated accounts. These are actually live accounts. He was making statements saying that just imagine there's one market and then there's another market simulating the live market. You ever, like, if you think about that like that, like there's two separate markets doing the same thing, and one is doing like one market is real and then the other one is fake simulated. And then when I think about it, it's like, yeah, I mean, I guess that does make sense. If you understand, or if you're familiar with environments, you know that it's highly unlikely to have two environments running simultaneously in a stable condition. But at the same time, I mean, I can't say that it's not. But here's the one thing that I did notice. So when the prop firms put restrictions on the metals, it's amazing. It's amazing. As soon as the prop firms put their restrictions on the metals, all of a sudden silver trades like an old lady now. Gold has significantly calmed down. Significantly. Gold was making 100-point legs plus. Now it's back to kind of it's like kind of like the NQ now. It still trades like gold, but it does make those NQ movements, and silver is just an old lady now. Back to being an old lady. It's nice and slow. Yeah, dude, like I believe it. These firms are paying for, like, these firms are paying the CME, like the CME are getting their cut. We got to remember that these prop firms back in the day did give traders they allocated traders real funds to trade in the markets on their behalf. I feel that we're just being told it's simulated, but it's actually real. That's what I feel. But I mean, obviously, I can't prove it. I don't own the firm, so I wouldn't know. Maybe I could in the future. Maybe I should open up a firm in the future. Get your Sherm account. But I don't know if I really. Well, I know Tradeify, Brett, the CEO of Tradeify. He was once a trader, and he opened up a firm. But I feel, and this is well, it's not necessarily a personal conversation or nothing, but you know, I was asked why I don't want to. Nah, actually, I won't do that. I won't have that conversation. What the gist of it, of what I'm saying is, I prefer to stay a trader. I don't want to be the CEO of a prop firm. I prefer to stay a trader. I prefer to do the work. I don't want to manage. I don't like managing. And especially I don't like managing other people. I feel like there's no growth in learning how to manage people. The only thing that you're learning is how to manage people. And I feel like there's no real growth in that. But I can find personal fulfillment. I can find growth. I can discover myself. I can continue to rediscover myself by doing the work. I can hit milestones by doing the work. I don't want to manage nobody. I don't want to manage a firm. I don't want that. Because, like, I mean, if you really think about it, they put you in a live account, and then everybody does the test where they put a limit and they see it on the DOM. They probably just flip a switch and be like, okay, well, you'll be able to see it Because I mean, if you know, if I well, I'm not okay. I guess let me be very clear about this. I'm not saying that this is what's happening, but if I want somebody to believe that they're moving from a simulated environment to a real environment, uh, the first thing that I mean, if I know that you're going to check to see if your order shows up on the DOM, I'll just make it to the point to where, okay, well, just have his order show up on the DOM, and it's like, oh my God, I'm in a live account. No, I just flipped the switch to where you can see your order on the DOM. I mean, that's about it. That's what I did. I mean, if I understand that that's what you're going to do. And it's not, I don't think it would be, it's not a conspiracy theory. I mean, these prop firms have to understand your psychology to be able to continue to be profitable. They have to understand you. They have to understand you better than what you understand yourself. If you look at these rules, I mean, you think that these prop firms are giving you payouts instantly because they're your friends? No. They know exactly what the majority of their traders are going to do when they get paid out. What's the first thing that people do when they get paid out? They're going to go in, they're going to try to make their money back. And what usually happens when you try to make your money back? You lose a lot more. And it becomes a cycle to the point to where you blow the account, and then they put you right back into the evals. These firms are now making it to where you can instantly activate your accounts. They know that if you pass the accounts, you're in a euphoric state. You're emotionally hijacked at the moment. It's highly likely that you're going to go in, you're going to activate your account, and you're going to blow it. And then you're going to revenge trade. And we all know what happens when we revenge trade. We're going to go in, we're going to buy more accounts. Because we're revenge trading, we're going to over leverage. It's highly likely that the accounts are going to get blown. You're still on tilt. You're going to buy more accounts. And it benefits the firm. Now, I mean, these we don't want to be all doom and gloom and say that these firms are evil. I mean, they have to be profitable. I mean, they have to be able to sustain themselves, because there's going to be people that are not going to be controlled by their emotions, and they're going to take withdrawals. So they have to have a bunch of losers to pay their winners and to be able to sustain the company. So it's not personal. It's just business. But you just have to understand their side of it. You got to understand that a lot of people have to lose for them to be successful. And they're making it to the point to where they're giving you as much rope as possible to hang yourself. Like Apex. That's why Apex is probably the most successful firm that's done. That's why a lot of people try to take their model, the forever discount. There's always a discount now. These firms which used to be so nasty with discounts, it was like, bitch, you're going to get 10% and you're going to accept that shit. Like, you ain't getting no more. Remember when Top Step was like, we ain't doing discounts? Remember that? Remember that shit? Back in the day when they had like 3 phases, 10 phases. Yeah, we ain't giving y'all no damn discount. Apex changed the game. And then if these firms if they wanted to survive, they had to do discounts because everybody was going to Apex. We're not going to do multiple accounts. Now look, everybody at least do. I mean, I don't think only a few firms do 20. But Apex makes the most money. They give you all the rope to hang yourself with. They give you a trailing drawdown. They give you max contracts. They make it cheap, so when you blow your account, it doesn't feel like you're spending a lot of money, but it adds up over time. They got a subscription fee on top of the cheap accounts, and they know you'll blow it, and you'll just continue the cycle. I mean, that's why they make so much money. That's why they can make $14, $20, $30 million a month after net is net profits. After all the expenses are paid, they're walking away with 20, 30 million dollars, 14, 20, 30 million dollars. So, but it's our job as traders to take advantage of that though. I always wait until the next session to activate my funded account because I know that I'm euphoric. I just passed the account. Just think about it. You probably caught the move of the day. You passed your account. Why would you activate your funded account thinking that there could possibly be another move when it's highly likely that there's not going to be another move? You just passed your account. Bask in the glory of passing your account. Activate that shit the next day. But, some people's going to do it anyway. Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. Those rebuilds, man. And it looks like gold broke that trend line. But I wouldn't short this though. I wouldn't short it because looks like gold actually, so that other current trading range, I'm sitting here talking and I missed the damn setup. All right, so 523. Oh shit, gold was moving so slow the last time I was looking at it, I didn't even pay attention to it. All right, so it looks like this could be the current range. So that's the range right there. We could see the market break or reject at that trend line right there. But as long as price stays above this low right here, we have to respect the bulls. If you take a short, then this is highly likely to always happen. You got to wait for the confirmation and then you trade the pullback. You trade if you want to take a short. This is just to induce traders to get them. It's like, oh my God, it broke a trend line. It broke the 50. Let's short it. And all these people that shorted this right now are crying like, oh my God, come back. Please go. Please come back. Yeah, Apex makes a lot of money, dude. They're the only firm that I've known that has had multiple $1 million payouts. Multiple $1 million payouts. I have yet to see any other firm show $1 million payout. And if Apex can afford to pay out $1 million at one time, just think about the money that they're making. Just think about the money that they're freaking making. Shit, gold had a lot of setups today, though. Like I said, you had this setup at the trend line. You had the rejection. You had the bounce at the lows. This is like about 12 points right here. This is more than 12 points. From the lows to the highs, about like 12, 13 points. So gold had a lot of setups today. Trifecta. But yeah, I can't even trade my funded accounts anyway. So if silver actually does do something tonight, I won't be able to take the trade anyway. That's interesting. That is interesting. That is interesting. 670. Hmm. 670. That's interesting. That is interesting. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. That does look like a short, doesn't it? I wouldn't do it. Every time I take trades like this, it usually fails. When I try to trade outside of my setup, it usually fails. I'm not gonna do it. But I think the last thing that we can talk about today was I wanted to talk about earlier. I was hoping that Smith would actually get on so we could talk about it, but I think it's very important to have this conversation about regret and sticking to your plan, because there's a lot of emotions to deal with when you have a plan, you don't follow it, you convince yourself to deviate and abort the plan. And if you stayed in the plan, or if you stuck to the plan, you would have gotten your reward. You would have gotten vindicated. But now you have to deal with regret, and regret plants seeds. I feel that it's easier to take a loss because losses hurt, but with time, the pain goes away. With regret, it's like the regret plants a seed and it just sits there and it festers and it grows. And regret can definitely begin to influence our future trades. So last night, literally Bogdanov was watching the stream, literally watching it last night. Our boy Smith was targeting 5,000. He got in at he was in at 490. He was in at 490. And the market was chopping, it was slow. And he took profits, I think, at like 96. Yeah, at 96, he took profits. He was targeting just 5,000. As you can see, what happened? What happened? Mind you, price never actually even came near his stop. I mean, his entry, he had a decent entry. Even if the market actually came down, he was in like right here. Worst case scenario, he was only 5 points in drawdown. Worst case. But the market was chopping. He didn't like it. And when the market was going in this direction, he just said he'll just take the money. He'll take the profits and he'll come back tomorrow. They said that you can never go broke taking profits, right? Well, I beg to differ. a lot of people go broke not taking profits, because if you take profits here at 96, 6 points, and then the market runs all the way up to 539, that plants a seed in your head. And what seed does that plant? I mean, obviously it's being planted by regret, but it's like, man, the last time I cut my position, this thing ran up 40, 50 additional points. And I missed out on it because I got scared, or I didn't want to lose money, or I saw profits and I took the profits. I didn't follow my plan. Now, if he followed his plan and got the $5,000 level that he was looking for, he wouldn't have had regret. He would have been like, oh man, I missed out on 39 points, but you know what? I stuck to my plan. He wouldn't have felt regret. He would have felt, oh man, I missed out on money that I wasn't even planning for anyway, versus cutting your position out early, price hitting your target, and not only hitting your target, but exceeding it. And that's why I'm so stubborn about following my plan, because I'll take the loss, but I don't do well with regret. Me personally, I will revenge trade. I will full port the top of the move and hope that it works out in my favor. Hope. There was times where, for whatever reason, my self-sabotage mechanism went off. Like I adjusted, like that one silver trade that I was in. I don't know why I adjusted my stop. I don't know why. I convinced myself, I was like, man, even though I'm trading with one micro contract, I should put 27 ticks just like my old position. Not thinking about, well, my old position, I had a shorter target. But with the one contract, I need a bigger target, so I need more room for, potential spikes back up and some volatility against my or price trying to go to for my stop. And I let that stupid voice convince me to adjust my stop. Price pulls up just enough to stop me out, and I'm talking about to the tick, and then it reverses. It hits my target and exceeded it. You know what I did after it did that? I took it out on my funded accounts. Good thing I had those things locked, because I probably would have blown them. Because it, like, that right there just pissed. Like, not only was it regret that I adjust my position, it went in my direction and it exceeded it. So I just took it out on my funded accounts. And I'm glad that I had the risk settings, because like I said, I would have blown those accounts. I would have blown them. It just pissed me off that much. I just felt cheated. At first, I didn't like the fact that I made adjustments. I felt cheated. I missed out on money, and I just didn't like it. And so Sherm took over, and I lost money in all my funded accounts. But I was able to get payouts from those accounts eventually after I calmed down and went back to the plan. That's why, like, moving forward, I've actually implemented. I have a zero tolerance for any adjustment. If I see my setup, I will take it. I won't adjust my stop or my target. I will follow my plan every time, regardless of what happens. Because I hate regret. I don't like it. So I'll just take the loss if I'm wrong, and I'll just look for the next setup. And that's what I'm gonna do moving forward. I've reduced my size to be able to withstand at least 3 trades. If I lose 3 trades in a row, I only lose $500, $560, which is not going to break the bank. But if I'm profitable in those trades, I can definitely make 700 plus. So that's the strategy moving forward. I'm not buying any more big accounts. I don't have a desire to make 10K in any account anymore and not get paid for it. I don't have a desire to make $6,000. I guess, well, the most I'll go is a 100K, but I still don't have a desire to make 6K. I really don't. 50Ks moving forward. I don't care what discounts they have on the big accounts. I just no longer have what's the word I'm looking for? I just don't have the capacity to just make 10K in an account and have nothing to show for it but a past eval. I'm just past that point. I don't want to do it anymore. So but all right, guys, I'm definitely out of time for this session. I do appreciate everybody that joined me tonight. We'll definitely come back tomorrow morning, and we'll definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody, and keep on jabbing.